Peace. Peace. Peace.
Hey, hey, hey.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Welcome. It's He Said, She Said, Love and Abundance is in the building.
We are.
How y'all doing out there?
How y'all doing? How was your week?
Word. Happy early Friday.
Word up. Word up. We are here. It's Thursday, so y'all know that means another episode of He Said, She Said, Love and Abundance. And we here. This is She Said.
Mr. He Said.
Good to see you.
I'm loving that shirt you got on.
Thank you. Likewise. Shout out to T-Shirts by Nikki for the drip. Y'all know how we do it. And we're going to get right into it tonight. Y'all see the thumbnail. If you don't,
Get right into it.
check the title board. If you don't see the title board, y'all know we and that's what we're talking about tonight. Protect yourself at all times. We got a great conversation tonight. We got a great panel coming through, and we're going to talk about protecting yourself in a heavyweight fight. Those men are really big, 200, sometimes 300 pounds, 6 feet.
Depending on what weight you fighting in.
Absolutely. But those heavyweights be big. They throw big leather. And before the fight even starts, the referee has some instructions for them. And the first one is protect yourself at all times. The second one is obey my commands.
Right.
But the very first one is protect yourself at all times, because you could be knocked unconscious, maybe deleted from one of those punches. So you definitely want to be aware. Head on a swivel type of deal.
That's right.
And the reason why we brung it up tonight is because maybe that can apply to our life as well. We should be protecting ourselves at all times in as many areas as we can.
As you possibly can.
To give ourselves the best fighting chance to win the fight. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Mrs. Harris?
I mean, I agree. There was a no flinching clause in my house.
Okay.
So, if anybody grew up 70s, 80s, I don't know. Don't flinch. As you flinch, you're going to get a couple punches to the shoulder.
No doubt. So that's what it is, man. We're talking about protection. Absolutely. You were not excluded. She said she was equal.
Absolutely.
Equality.
I wanted equality in the house.
That's right.
So I was absolutely not excluded. Y'all remember the frogs?
Yeah.
Get that frog that from a punch?
From yeah. So that's what we're talking about tonight. We're going to get a little deep, of course. It's going to be a great conversation, but we're going to bring our first panelist up, and that's going to be my brother, K. Relly.
Coming to the stage.
Not R. Kelly, K. Relly.
What up, though?
Welcome, brother.
What up, man? Hope all is well. How you doing, man?
Good.
My man. So tonight, I'm not sure if you've seen the title card or the thumbnail, but we got you. Is protect yourself at all times. And like I was saying, in a heavyweight fight, the referee, that's the very first instruction. Protect yourself at all times. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my man, Hink. That's where this statement is most prevalent. He uses it a lot.
On YouTube streets, absolutely.
And he seems like a fella that's very aware. So sometimes I think the two go hand in hand. I want to know what you guys think, and then we're going to dive in. But let's get your opening thoughts on just protecting yourself at all times. Do you think that's a good strategy to have, not, or something different? Let's start with you, K. Relly. What you think, sir? Protect yourself at all times.
I agree 100%. Like, it's funny that y'all show the pictures with the statement, and the thing that jumped out to me was the police. And last night, I was just talking to Ashanti with her friends about, like, when y'all start driving and y'all get pulled over, there's a few things that you should know. And one of them is you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to answer no questions.
Absolutely.
Nothing. You put, like, so I tell her, keep your driver's license, insurance, and title in the visor. I'm not reaching in no glove compartment. Nope, it's right here. You can see my hands. And like I said, like I told her last night, pull that shit out Stick it out the car window. You don't have to say anything. That's, in my opinion, protecting herself, because once these young kids start talking and popping off, now it's about the YouTube likes and the Instagram likes. Meanwhile, you might wind up fucking dead. You know what I mean? So, just crazy.
Absolutely.
Good advice, Father.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and exchange the pleasantries. Shout out to everybody that's checking in tonight.
Welcome, y'all.
Red lipstick vibes on the check-in. Hey, sis, hope all is well. I see Trash Can out there. My bro, what up, bro? Hope all is well. That was a good show you had earlier today.
Yes.
On all of that juicy information on those shooters and people who act as such.
It's going down.
Thank you for that information. And y'all also check out Red Lipsticks Vibes podcast. I threw her link up in the chat already because, you know, that's just how much I love her. Trash Can, I'll throw your link up in there in a second. Right. But y'all feel free to go over to those channels and check them out. We support them and love them dearly. Admire their content, admire their personalities even more.
Go subscribe. Hit that notification bell too.
Word. And then when you come back from over there, hit it over here and wipe your feet, right?
Please.
Right. And we're talking about protecting yourself at all times, y'all.
We got our Facebook family in the house. Mama Yvette in the building.
Hey, Ma, what's good? Hope
Sister Heather in the building.
Hey, Heather.
Welcome, y'all. We appreciate y'all popping in. Smash that like button.
Absolutely. And throw those hearts and those likes in the air. We love to see them flying. So, Mrs. Harris, what do you think? Protect yourself at all times. Good strategy to live by, not?
Yes. I would say it's probably the best strategy to live by.
Okay.
You know, first rule of life is self-preservation.
Indeed.
So,
Indeed.
By all means, protect yourself.
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck.
Word.
I mean, we came up in that era.
We did.
So,
And I agree wholeheartedly. I think, it just gives one less reason for you to get got. I think it eliminates
the easy target.
Absolutely.
Especially me as a female.
Absolutely.
Growing up with the brothers, it was like you're an easy target. You small, you know what I mean? Like you a girl.
Yeah.
They can overpower you. So, make sure you got them strong keys in your hand, any type of blunt object when you by yourself walking at night in the streets. Okay. So there's a lot of coaching going on.
Yo, shout out to who I'm bringing up right now. My brother, Trash Can Waves, dope content creator right now. Y'all welcome him to the panel. What up, my guy?
Salute. Know you're right. I like that.
That's right.
How you doing, my brother?
This brother is always talking about some great stuff, making us aware of all the things that we probably not aware of that's going on. These large shootings, politics, and he digs deep and it's quite insightful. And we truly appreciate you, Trash Can. Welcome, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, salute to the panel. I like the topic today. I'll salute my guy up there on top, another gun advocate.
That's Kate Relly tonight.
Oh man, I thought you was. You know who I thought she was, man. I ain't gonna tell you who I thought.
Who did you think he was?
We all know.
Who did you think he was?
Come on,
I thought that was Chef. I thought that was you, man.
He is an executive chef.
He is a chef as well.
Absolutely a chef as well.
Hey, salute.
Yes.
Oh man.
So what you think about protect yourself at all times, brother Trash Can? You agree, disagree, or what?
I believe you have to protect yourself at all times and know your rights. Most of the people who carry weapons, a lot of them get nervous when they get pulled over because they all know, I got a gun on me. It's my first time being pulled over. What should I do? If you know your rights, you'll feel secure in having a weapon on you to where I know if I get pulled over, then I'm going to cut my dome light off. I'm going to put my hands on the steering wheel. Before I pull over, I'm going to make sure I pull my wallet out and get my information together as I'm pulling over. And when I pull over, I'm going to have that CPL in my hand. The first thing that's going to come out my mouth when that officer comes, which has to be legally, is, hey, officer, I just want to let you know before you start, I got my CPL. My weapon is on me. It's in the glove compartment over there. I'm going to keep my hands on the steering wheel, and I'll listen to you and go ahead for that. Here go my CPL in my hand along with my license and my registration and my insurance and everything else. Easy as that. I've been pulled over many times with a CPL, so it's all good.
So let me ask you this. When you go through the gun training in whatever state you're in, is that a part of the training that they give you?
Yeah, it's a part. They go over it, but you get further detail from like people who's experienced at having a CPL and they got pulled over before. My barber got my CPL. I went through my barber to get my CPL. So
Okay.
Yeah, but they'll go through there. They sit down there with you with that book, but it take that first time you get pulled over, you're gonna be nervous that first time. That's for sure.
But just that protection of yourself creates protection for the officer. Shout out to everybody. And shout out to Jenny, shout out to Karma. And like you said, officer, I got my license, my pieces in the glove compartment, and you are putting him at ease, letting him know you have a certain level of consciousness, awareness, and care for your safety and his, to let him know exactly what he's up against.
It's mutual respect. Soon as he see that dome light come on and you got tinted windows or whatnot and all your windows come down, he know that this guy isn't looking to have any problems. He gonna be easy on you when it comes to writing a ticket or whatever. I got let go most of the time, but you got to know what to expect when you get pulled over, because they got the right to ask you to get out the car if you got a CPL. They have the right to ask you for your weapon if you got a CPL. Let me hold it while I conduct this traffic stop and continue on. You can't be like, no, it's my weapon. You can't take my weapon. Hey, no, legally, everything in your state, what they're able to do or whatnot. Now with me, they never took my weapon from me. The first time I got pulled over, I was nervous because I used to ride with my Glock in my seat. I had my Glock in my seat right next to me.
Put it in the screen again. Put it in the screen.
Man, I got pulled over in my Ford Ranger. while I was driving, and if I got a little nervous. First thing I did was take the gun. I threw it as far away from me as I could throw it, because I could have put it in the glove compartment. But as soon as he walked up on me, I had my dome light on. I had my hands up. I was pointing to, hey, it's a gun over there. I'm letting you know. He said, hey, man, put your hands down. I don't care about that. You got your CPL? I said, yeah, I got my CPL over. And it was all good. He ain't asked me to get out the car. He conducted the whole traffic stop with a gun next to me on the floor. Was no big deal.
Okay. So yeah, just that awareness and consciousness would definitely create a different atmosphere. So let's dive down the rabbit hole. You know what? Let's have an icebreaker first. Let's go ahead and
Karma Coleon pulled up in the chat. Welcome, Jenny. Jenny is in the building. Salute to you, sis. Appreciate you popping in.
And this is something y'all can protect yourselves from, of course. But let's take a look at this video I'm going to pop up and let me know what y'all think. This is going to be the icebreaker.
Time, Ross. Leave me alone, man. I see a little funky video. I spend more money on my cow's hooves than you spend on your wife. You're probably right, because I ain't bought her a quarter. She fuck with me because who I'm blessed to be, not because I bless her with a fee. Huh? Stop talking about money, man, because money don't unlame a lame. There's a lot of ass niggas out here with money, and you on the list. Matter of fact, you the captain of the Suckers with Money Association of America, and we ain't impressed. So mind your business. Because that's your problem. You always, she was minding Birdman business some years back when you was running around talking about, give Khaled the money you owe him. Well, you give Meek the money you owe him. Because you got him in a 1914 slave deal. A Harriet Tubman joint that he signed when he was 19 and now he's 35.
Shout out to Gilly.
Yeah, that's funny.
Shout out to Sir Hale on the check-in.
Welcome, sir. Welcome,
amazing content creator. Y'all go check Sir Hale out. Hit that like button, subscribe, share, become a member of the channel, and pop in, because the conversation is dope. Sometimes we have the pleasure of gracing the panel. Absolutely. And he allows us to articulate our points, and it turns out to be a real fun night. Yes. So y'all check him out. Tonight, Sir Hale, we talking about protecting yourself at all times. I just played a clip of Gilly screaming at Rick Ross, and we're going to fly over to two specific people. But I want to talk to y'all about what he said about you can't unlame a lame. And we hear a lot of people talk about money and what people bring into the table. And if you got enough money, you should be able to do X, Y, Z. And if your trade ain't tricking, if you got it, so many other things that go into it. But I want to know what y'all think about that statement. If you give a lame person money, are they just a lame person with money, or does something change? Let's start with you, K. Relly, not R. Kelly, K. Relly.
Your sound breaking
You're
up.
breaking. You're
come,
breaking.
Come
back
again,
to us.
selector.
Come to
Rewind the
Right.
gunshot.
All right. I'm sorry, my hand was covering the mic. So I actually saw the video like yesterday or the day before yesterday, something like that. And personally, it's like, you know, what he was saying as far as like you can't unlame a lame. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You know, you were who you were before you got rich, right? So that don't change you. The money don't change you. Your situation changed, but if you was an asshole broke, you're gonna be an asshole rich. If you was a nice guy broke, you're gonna be a nice guy rich. But I'm just like, man, hip hop beef is so fucking played out. Like, did you niggas not learn that from the 90s? How like two of the biggest icons of hip hop got murked.
Yes.
And not just them two, but it's just hip hop beef is like, dude, like you haven't learned by this point, like we can't coexist as
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is corny. Like you supposed to like you was to talk about on Saturday. Like why we can't be inspired by, you know what I mean? It's all
Absolutely.
about, you know, if somebody says something, you take it the wrong way. Like it's just, man, it's just played out to me, and it's just sad, dude. It's just sad because somebody gonna wind up saying something, and it's not even gonna be Gilly or Rick Ross. It's gonna be one of their stupid ass friends.
Right. Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Just disgusting.
Okay. What you got, Trash Can? What you got?
I'd say on the statement, can money change you if you're lame and you're gonna be a lame? I say, yeah, money will have you be whatever you need to be to keep getting money. You know, how many of us know Rick Ross was a CEO at a prison before? We don't know that. We don't. He'd have reinvented himself after he made all that money. The Olsen twins, reinvented Justin Timberlake, 6ix9ine, all them guys reinvented themselves after they got money. They became whatever they needed to keep that money to come in.
It's a great point. It's a great point.
I mean, I just see a higher class lame that can do what he want and got more options. Was that just him that fell off the stage with the tight little white pants?
Nah, that was
somebody else that looked
that
like
was
him.
a local rapper, but yeah, somebody that looks like him. But no, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Great point.
And what else I saw out of that clip is, you know, he was screaming at somebody for signing somebody else into like a lifetime contract. So that young person didn't have no type of protection. You know, you young artists out there, you guys need to read these contracts. You don't know what you're signing.
No doubt.
You're getting this large sum of money in your pocket, a car, and, you know, trips, and all of that might be included in there. Like, you better get a lawyer or somebody to look at those contracts because you might be signing your life away.
Once you have some value on yourself, you know. People who ain't never had nothing, ain't never got nothing in life. You put $100,000 in front of them, they like, damn, this is more money I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna sign whatever I need to sign to be on that. And then with we can know us as people looking in, we can know, hey, that person's a lame right there. But with the levels of 6ix9ine, we had never reached that level up there to where our statement would really hit him like that. He like, you can call me whatever you want. I'm gonna be a rich lame at the end of the day. We called him a rat and all that stuff, but he made a whole music video off of being a rat. He like, he don't care, he making money.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to everybody checking in. Vanessa's checking in on Facebook. Hope all is well. And we talking about protecting yourself. I absolutely hear all what everybody is saying. I do see what Trash Can is saying by reinvention, maintaining a certain persona to maintain the capital coming in. But for me personally, I kind of lean more toward Gilly only because I think that character, you know, the way we display how we have a difference of opinion with someone, them going back and forth, you know, like he said, you telling me that I can't water, you know, you water your garden or whatever with the same, or it doesn't equate to how much I spend on my wife. And he alluded that, you know, I didn't try to get my wife with money. I wanted her to be attracted to me and my qualities. So I kind of can understand him coming from there, but I definitely understand where Trash Can is coming from when you have a certain perception. And in order to maintain that perception, it's also lucrative and financially, you know, feasible. So understandable. All right. So let's do this. Let's dive a little bit further down. when it comes to protecting yourself at all times, y'all, America is the first thing on my list. I've been spelling America like this for many years for my own personal reasons. I'm gonna take it away. But America, ninjas, modern women, thumbnail. And I put them there for a reason. I think that we all, as people of color in America, have a certain plight that we have as a common thread between all of us. How we deal with it is going to be different. But I think if we have our head on a swivel, protecting six, you watching my six, that's my back, me watching your back, I think that helps. That level of consciousness that we have to be here for each other. We have to protect each other. We have to protect ourselves. And with all of that, let me ask y'all a question. Can we protect ourselves in the way that we behave, the way we carry ourselves? Can that be a level of protection? Mrs. Harris, let me start with you.
Absolutely.
Why say you?
You know, growing up in New York City, my mother absolutely trained me in a way to behave with men on the walk by, the pass by. You know, knowing a threat from, you know, someone showing kindness, being aware of the differences of, watching how I dressed, you know, and even putting on extra clothes. So it'll definitely be a fight.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For you to get them off.
Got you.
You know, so not gonna make it easy.
Okay. So you carry the way you carried yourself, the way you dressed, all of those things you
protected
thought,
me from sexual harassment and you know, unwarranted sexual advances.
Okay.
And things like that.
Understandable. Kudos to you. What about you, Trash Can? What you got, man? Do you think we can protect ourselves from the way we act?
I mean, when it comes to protecting yourself, you know, the first thing people think of when they hear, how will you protect yourself? You think if I'm gonna protect myself, I need to get me a gun, or I need to learn karate, or I need to know that. But the first step in protecting yourself, you have who you protecting yourself from? It's like Miss Harris said, I'm protecting myself from enemies. So therefore, if I'm protecting myself from an enemy, I need to know who the enemy is. And that can be applied to everything you just listed, politics, women. You got to know who your enemy is when it comes to protecting yourself. I see a lot of women out here beating the drum right now for Planned Parenthood. You got to know your enemy. Now the creator who originated Planned Parenthood, she came over, was speaking to the KKK in the beginning. Those the ones who Margaret Sanger. Those the ones who funded the first Planned Parenthood.
Talk to him.
I see a lot of black women out here beating the drum right now. Planned Parenthood, you know, right to my body, my choice. It was created to delete your race. That's what it was promoted to. That's why they invested into the system in the beginning. So you got to know who your enemy is and everything. And that comes with everything you can come with in life, including walking past the person in the street. I need to be able to identify who could be my possible enemy and approach it appropriately.
Absolutely. I agree.
I think we lack that knowledge of the bigger plan, you know, to decrease
the population.
Our population.
Absolutely.
You know, and you see the generation we're in. We're in the I don't care generation. They don't care. This generation, I don't want no kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little different.
K. Relly, what you got, sir?
You got it on to be a mic again. Oh.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Do you think that our actions can protect us at all times, from the way we behave, the way we move in public, the way we treat people? Is that a level of protection that we can add? Shout out to Skrilla on the check-in.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment 100%. Yeah, like, you know, how you carry yourself is, what you put out there is what you get back, right? So yes, I do agree with that.
Indeed. Res checked in. She said, if you ever want to hide the truth from Black people, put it in books. Ooh.
I hate that statement.
Okay.
Why do you hate that statement, sir?
That's making the assumption that Black folks don't read. I read. I've read. I know y'all read. I'm sure the brother down here read. I could just tell by the way he talks, he reads. So I just hate that fucking phrase.
A lot of people read, but we talked the other week about the levels of reading as well and the percentage. So in general, there are a lot of people that are avoiding books.
But the statement is not how well you read is if you want to hide something, put it inside a book.
Well, I would say the term should have been, if you want to hide something from anybody, put it in a book. Because right now, our generation, they got so accustomed to using Google that we don't even go to the library anymore. They really neutered us in a way when they put that Google everything. Google, they putting tablets in kids' hands in school right now. They don't take you to the field trips to the library no more. So right now they trying to phase out the library, and it's a push to get rid of libraries. Period. They saying they a waste of money. They want to just get rid of them. You can rely on Google with everything, but Google, somebody hears that and they can control information. They can change the information, as we see with news articles that have came out during 2020 that said one thing, and then you go back and try to, I'm about to catch y'all up on what y'all said back then. The news article title they're being changed, so you can't even catch them up on the statement they said, because they the memory hard it and went back and changed the memory. Now you thinking to yourself, maybe I read it wrong the first time, and maybe that's what was always there. Now with a book, you can't change what's in that book. Absolutely. If I looked it up in the book, I know Margaret Sanger was supported by the KKK. You can change it on the internet all you want. I got this book here. I got proof. And I can show it to other people.
Bottom, way down, 28 pages down on, the information they're giving you. So you
1,000 pages later. Oh, man.
She's chimed in. She said, that's you talking to Muhammad. There's a lot of people out there that absolutely don't read. Our people don't read, especially with technology, especially young people, and our school system shows that, especially here in Maryland. School system fails these people.
We got the lowest reading there.
It's definitely a narrative, and I don't like it either. I'm not gonna lie, but it has a little bit of truth in there. So I kind of let it float, but it's all good though. We got another check-in. Let's see, what did Sis say? Sis said a lot of our people don't read, especially in technology. Yes, indeed. Yep. Nikki hit that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and share a video. I want to know what you guys think about this.
When you choose is a huge representation of you. If you're going to introduce her to people, that's my chick, that's my wife, etc. If 100 men have used her and thrown her away before you, how can you say I have something special? When 100 men didn't want her, and I do. If 100 people pick up a sandwich and go, no, and I pick it up off the floor and go, yes, finally, the best sandwich. That's not how the world works, right? This is the unfortunate reality of the world. And scarcity and value are the same thing. Why is gold valuable? Because it's hard to find gold. If there was gold all over the street, it wouldn't have a value, right? So if you're a girl that everyone's had, your value is going to be destroyed. Your value as a woman comes from the fact that people want you and cannot have you. Your value does not come from the fact that everyone wants you and everyone's had you. So the number one thing a man's looking for is a woman who can stand next to him that every single man wants, and not a single man can say, I've had.
Shout out to my guy Tate.
Respectfully, I disagree.
I had women on the list, and that was a clip to speak to that. What do you guys think about that clip? Let's start with you, K-Relly.
Nah, let's start with Trash Can, because he said he respectfully disagrees, and I just want to know why.
Okay, let's do that. Let's acquiesce to Trash Can. What you got, sir?
I say, respectfully, I disagree with the statement being that if that woman wants to change and a man can find that woman who can apply the means to make her better, then it's easier to dress something up and make it desirable to a lot of people. Just like Cardi B. had fucked up teeth and everything else. But somebody got with her, got her teeth fixed, put her on there, dressed her up. Now she's desirable to a lot of folks. You could take an old beat up car you see out on the street. Nobody wanted, nobody paid no attention to it. But somebody that saw the potential in it, they took it on, they put the tender love and care in it. They brought it back an old classic. Now all of a sudden, it's worth money now. Everybody wants to get that. That's the same with women as well. If you find a woman and she's changed, don't matter who she been with, that man treating her a certain way, and people seeing her being treated that way, then people gonna want to. I ain't know I wanted that. I desire her. I can equate that to women with the skin disease with vitiligo, and that was an unwanted thing where your skin is kind of white and kind of black. Now people see it; they got so popularized. Like everybody want to get with a woman with that condition. She got the half black skin, half white skin. They made it a beautiful thing. So it's all in the mind of what you can make somebody. Understand. The moment you give up on yourself is when you have no value at all.
I get that.
I mean, now we're the kind of people where anything weird is different and we don't like it.
Okay.
You know, so
let's jump in on a little bit and unpack a little bit of the video and what Trash Can says. So if we go with Cardi B, that she's got all polished up now, and her husband takes her back to the strip club she used to work in, and 7 or 8 guys can approach him and say, well, you know, I took her in the VIP and I had her back there too. You're telling me that it doesn't matter that, again, like he said, having a woman that men want but they can't have, those men that have already had her. So they can absolutely present to her husband a side of her he might not know. What say you about that?
I say all those men that have had her now have bragging rights. Now she is so famous to the point anybody who sleep with her, I got to hear about it because I ain't get it. I missed my opportunity to sleep with her when she was a nobody. Tell me what's the experience about. There's many videos of Cardi B out there on the internet on the strip stage with a bunch of toys on the stage doing stuff with them toys on there. Now, I don't think if you bring up man on this panel, they say if Cardi B was in the bed right now, you had a chance to sleep with Cardi B, would you turn it down? Now, she just slept with a lot of guys. Now, I want you to know, before she got famous, she got ran through by a lot of guys.
Right.
They see Cardi B on that image screen. They see something they want, something they desire, something that's been painted to look like gold. Might not be gold, but it's painted to appear as gold. They gonna want it.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
I hear you. What you say, K. Relly?
I see his point. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Mrs. Harris.
I mean, I see his point too, but I definitely see the value. But then again, I think about is that in a man's ego that I have a girl that everybody else wants, but they can't have her because I got her. You know what I mean? It's like having a toy that I got, and this is my toy, and you can't have it. I mean, it's a plus because women want that. We don't want to share it all.
Okay, got you. So how many of your Christmas gifts came from the thrift store? None of us. Because that's not, again, if not having something that somebody else had already with that frivolous, we would just go around using everything secondhand. Again, with the car that he equated it to, I much rather like that car that we picked up with 3 miles on it versus that old clunker that we had. And what did I tell you the other day? People still call for that car we had with 3 miles. They don't call for none of the used cars.
No.
But you get a call on your cell phone. Could you bring that Kia Soul back? And you be like, we don't even have that car anymore. But that car, it was something about that car. It was like an eco something. Yeah. But it was something about it that they've been calling us since we had the car. Yeah. And we don't have that car anymore. But no one called us about the used cars that we had at all.
I got a rebuttal for that.
Like, I mean, you got it right after this. Like you said, you can dress that car up, but that car was already possessed by somebody. They put miles on it, and when it breaks, you have to figure out, well, did they drive it hard? Did they change the oil? Did they? But if I pick that car up with 3 miles on it, I know who did something to it. Me. If it break, it's because when I picked it up, it only had 3 miles on it. So if anything wrong with it, I did it. You go, sir.
My rebuttal is, you know, thrift stores have been repopularized to where people are going to thrift stores and putting outfits together. So much so that Balenciaga has caught hint of this, and they come out with a pair of shoes that look like it came from the thrift store to get in on the money making scheme. And as far as cars go, yeah, you could get that brand new car 3 miles. It's going to be reliable and everything else, but does it hold its value after a period of time? Because I can say a Corvette with 100,000 miles on it.
Mhm.
It came out in 2007. It's still going for $20,000 on the lot. You bought in the car brand new, you have to pay $20,000 for it. A Lamborghini, it'd have been wrecked, and it's now sitting in a junkyard waiting to see if they're gonna be able to sell it for parts or it's gonna be scrapped. Somebody come through, they see that Lamborghini, how much is that? I want to buy that Lamborghini. I'm gonna put it back together. $50,000 for a piece of junk on here that won't run or do nothing like that.
I got
I'm
you.
gonna pay $50,000. I'm gonna make that car. It's gonna be a $500,000 car after I get finished putting it back together.
Right.
That's gonna go. That shit holds its value.
Okay, we got a couple check-ins. We got some on Facebook. Trey said that shit matters. Clive Black checked in. He said facts, but what she said was might not be who she is now. So you don't have the same woman. Okay, understandable. Great check-ins. All right.
I can agree with that.
All right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do ninjas. We had ninjas up there too. We gotta keep it fair. We gotta stay away from the women and be not stay away, but we should protect ourselves from certain types.
Fellas. I mean,
absolutely.
You know what's going to bring you peace and what's going to bring you drama and dysfunction and unhealthiness. Like,
yes.
Don't entertain that.
Yes.
Control your urges. You know, we know y'all have them. It's a little hard to control. Have a little discipline.
Who's that? Natasha? Shout out to Natasha on the check-in. Hey, she said, great discussion, the panel. Good evening. Good evening to you.
And she's up here in Canada.
Shout out to Canada, eh?
Hey.
What up, Canada,
Welcome. All the way.
Crack a nice cold beer, eh? Let's chill out, eh? Pour a drink, eh? But we here. Okay. So we got to watch out for the ninjas too, because they out here. We live in Baltimore. So let's go ahead and bring my man up. Come on up, man.
Baltimore. What not to do in Baltimore Part 1. Pay attention, dumbass. Do not go swimming in that harbor water, you feel me? If you do, you are trifling. I know it look tempting, but you don't know how many bodies probably up in that water, you feel me? That's a no-no. Don't go get the coop with the cruddy tents, you feel me? You setting yourself up for failure, low-key. The boy's gonna pull you over every time. That's a hot boy car. If you want a one-way, you better look both ways. People in Baltimore don't care. They come down the street, bet on 100. If you see these squeegee boys, let them be, you feel me? If you don't want them doing nothing with your car, tell them straight up. Last but not least, stop stealing from your friends. Get that man his fronts back. Get that man his dirt bike back. Give him his clothes back, man. Be
Word up.
When he said dirt bike.
You heard what he said, dumbass.
Dirt bike. You already know.
The reason I played that is because I think it adds another level of protection to protect yourself at all times from the things you know that are not good for you. Might not be a positive outcome talking negative to these squeegee boys. Might not be positive going down here with all these young people acting all crazy. What do you guys think about that? Do we have to walk with a certain level of awareness as older people? Because there's young people in this world and they out here, especially in Baltimore, dummy.
And they ain't got that much respect.
What do you think, Miss
for the elders? Absolutely. I mean, you know, like you said, the kind of energy you give off, you may get that back tenfold. So I try to move in kindness and peace. So, you know, I don't get that much here, but it's here. I see it all the time. You know, so to walk around with that demeanor of angry and I got something against you and I don't even know you is a bit much. Everybody has a chip on their shoulder, so everybody's quick to fight. You got to be careful of who you engage in that with, because somebody will get you. You know, you may think you crazy, but it might be somebody out there a little more crazy. So mindful of that, for real. We all tough. We all feel like we tough. I feel like I'm extremely tough, but it might be somebody out there that's a little tougher than me. So I'm not going to be moving like that if that's not the energy that I want to come back to me, because I don't want to be out here 45 fighting. But if I have to, I'm going to protect myself.
You should.
But I'm not going to create it.
Absolutely. Induce it. Absolutely.
Or even indulge in it. I'm going to try my best to walk away.
No doubt. Okay. What you got, Trash? You got to roll out in a little bit. So let us know what you think, man.
Yeah, I'm about to cut out after this one right here. But yeah, it's a such thing the old folks used to say. You got your book smart people and you got your street smart people. Street smart people know everything gonna get a return if you do something. Now, one of them squeezy boys come out and you disrespect them or whatnot, you don't know who he is. Now you find out one of his cousins or his big homie, a big time gangster up in here. Now they got words that they need to have with you, and you done got yourself in the situation you ain't need to be in. Or you done took somebody for being soft, like you might have snatched the purse of a nurse or something. And when you snatched her purse, she was pregnant at the time and she'd have fell down and she'd have lost the baby. Now you going into prison and surprise, surprise, her family members are all COs in that prison. You about to have a hard time when you get up in there. So I believe in you giving out respect, you gonna get the same respect in return. If you mess around and you hit up the wrong people thinking less of somebody and you don't know their situation, you don't know their background, then you might have a hard time in the future when you run into those people. I've seen that happen before.
Absolutely. Yes.
Sis said, keep your head on a swivel. You sure enough right. What you got, K. Relly?
I've been in North Carolina. September would make 12 years. I have two sets of people I hang out with, right? I have those who are professionals, right? Who, I spend most of my time with, just because, right? Then I have those who, from certain sections of Raleigh where I don't frequent that often, certain sections of Durham that I don't frequent that often, certain sections of you know what I mean? And it's like nothing against them, but like you said, those ninjas. You gotta watch those ninjas. Right? You know what I mean? And like I know them, but I don't know them.
Absolutely.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we probably met in the cook world. You seem like a cool dude. We clicked, and it's down the third. But I listen to you when you talk. I always listen. I always sit there and I just listen and I process shit. And then I'm like, he's somebody I could hang out with, but keep him at a fucking distance. Yeah, you my boy, but I'm gonna have to not be around you so much because I don't want you to call me 2 in the morning talking about you got beef, thinking I'm riding. No, nigga, I'm not.
Because I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I will like call the ambulance if you need one. Because the way you're talking, that's probably what you're gonna need. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like you have to be careful about who you surround yourself with. If you're a positive person and you surround yourself around somebody who constantly negative for whatever reason, just negative, always see the glass half empty. I'm not gonna be around you, bro, because you're not gonna bring down my shit. Because believe it or not, you will start to think like that just because you've been around them so fucking much.
Absolutely. Don't kill that vibe. Don't kill my vibe. You absolutely right. Absolutely. So y'all hear what we talking about. Protect yourself at all times. And just like a heavyweight fight, but can we translate that to our life? Can we use that and apply it to other areas to make us move better? Hey, sis, hope all is well. How are you?
I'm good.
All is well. All is well. How was your week? How was her week? Was your week well?
Yeah, it's been good so far. Well, yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Thankful for that.
Okay. And tonight we are talking about protecting yourself at all times, just like in a heavyweight fight. Not sure if you're a boxing fan.
Yes.
But my question is, can we translate that to our life and apply that to other areas to move different in life by adding a level of protection to ourselves? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's always good to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your surroundings, your family. Just protect everything that's, connected to you. Got to have good energy around you to, be positive and all those things. But in relationship to like just, being alert around you if you're traveling and things like that, it's important to just be, mindful of your surroundings, your people. That when I travel, I sometimes travel alone. I would travel, back and forth to Cleveland, and my
Mhm.
protecting myself is just making sure I know who's around me when I get out and I stop and do different things like that. But it's just those things are important. Knowing who's in your circle, knowing who's in, who's connected to you, and protecting your person. That's my biggest thing is protecting my personal energy. So I can be better for everybody else. So that's it.
We act, by the way we treat people, by the way we move. Does that add protection to us?
Wait, say that again. I think I lost you a little bit.
Can we protect ourselves by the way we act, by the way we move, the way we treat people? Does that add protection to us?
Yeah, it can start with boundaries too. You know,
Mhm.
protect your space. How we act, what we indulge in. Things that we are, actually watching and listening to. I mean, we got to protect all of that. Really, you watch too much of the wrong things, you're gonna, all these things keep, popping up in your head. You don't need all
Yes.
that around you. I mean, you got to create boundaries for yourself, and that for me, that's the most important thing. There's some things that just don't feel good to me. Bad energy, bad vibes. I don't really focus. I can't function with that.
No doubt.
Um, but yeah,
Okay.
those are.
We got a couple of check-ins.
Mhm.
Natasha checked in. She said the Kellys should work for the North Carolina Tourism Board. Their porch looks and sounds like the most chill spot in America. Shout out to y'all.
We'll be there soon.
I can't wait to take
Come
advantage
and
of
make
that
chill
porch.
on your porch.
Yes, indeed.
Chirp,
Well,
chirp, baby.
I can.
Intellectual Soapbox checked in. He says, shout out to the Harris Tribe. Shout out to the sisters on the panel. Knowledge and relationship in the building. Mr. Intellectual Soapbox is in the building. Thank you for joining us, sir. Always a pleasure to have you. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all heard what he says. Just laughing at us like you usually do, but in a good way, of course. So let's go ahead and I want to share a screen, but I want to play a video. I'm going to play the video because the video is tempting. Here's what we're going to do.
Temptation.
Here's what we're going to do. This has nothing to do with the protection. Unless y'all want to make it a part of it, then y'all can. If y'all are that intellectual, I'm pretty sure y'all can tie it in. But here we go. Let's go back. Y'all see the first picture?
That's
Y'all
a
see that
fire
picture? Show the missus the picture.
Fire.
K. Relly, show the missus the picture. K. Relly. K. Relly. Okay. Mrs., do you see the picture of Sierra right there? Okay. That was Sierra.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sierra. Shout out to Russell.
You, beautiful girl.
The reason I showed that is because I want to ask y'all about the pictures. We all talk about Sierra and Russell. We know that Sierra had a certain lifestyle. She married Russell. Now she has a particular lifestyle now as well. And the pictures, I want to ask you ladies, as married women about to be married, do you think that those type of pictures are productive and positive for a married woman to have out there of herself?
For a regular married woman, no.
Regular married
for
woman.
A business woman who is an artist, absolutely.
Okay.
Any publicity, he probably was taking the pictures.
Good point.
That's how I would see that.
That's a good point.
Because I'm sure you would support me in that. Nigga, we getting this money. Okay. But as a regular wife, you know how I see a lot of women out there exposing all their body. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's something that, you know, it's definitely going to cause problems unless you have a husband that's okay with it. Until he's not okay with it and he expresses it and you resist.
Does he have the right to be okay with it initially and then?
That's something.
It's a question.
Yeah. I mean, but then look on the other end, if it's something that you were okay with the man that you met, right? Right now, you know, we're just in the first year, 2 years. Okay for you to have whatever, but now I demand monogamy.
Okay. What y'all think in the chat? Y'all let us know. Sis, what do you think? Do you think those pictures are okay or what?
I feel like just because of her style prior to marriage, I think this is who she has been all this time. This is her vibe. This is what he was attracted to. Slightly, I think this has been her flow from the beginning. So I don't feel like it's, you know, her having to change that. Okay. It would be, you know, so I agree with you, sis, what you say is like, you know, this is her, this is how she, you know, run her business. This is her thing, you know. I don't see that there's a need to change it, but like for me, I'm a different person, so I'm not going to be out here doing that, you know. But I don't feel like she should change it.
Okay.
I mean, but you know, with us, we're so impressionable. So I think we have a lot of young women who are married and they feel so liberated sexually, however the case may be. But if your husband addresses that it's something that he's not pleased with, even if he met you that way, you know, do it for him. Do it when y'all are together. But posting on the social media, it's unnecessary unless you're looking for attention from other people.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. It's not something you have to do unless you're looking for attention from other people. Now, if you're making money, you're a model, this is your profession, that's absolutely something different.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? But just to be exposing all of your body for everybody to see, no. Your children are going to get older and see that. I don't know how you're going to feel or how they're going to feel.
No doubt.
Shit, they might make sex videos because they're so accustomed to this. Like, how more explicit can we get?
Gotcha.
Because we half naked.
Karma like the hair. She said that hair.
Yeah, it's always on.
Shout out to my man AR on the check-in. What up, man? Hope all is well. Shout out to Arshawn on the check-in too. Hope all is well. Arshawn, you had a dope stream today that was very sciencey. I was absolutely admiring it from a nerd standpoint. I tried to just absorb because it was definitely something you needed to pay attention to. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Y'all go back and check out Arshawn, Critically Drinking. I'll drop his link in the chat in a second, but he's a Twitch gang member and he's always over there with some dope content. AR's on the check-in, him versus her solutions. Y'all check him out as well.
Welcome,
always got something dope going on, whether it's for the ladies or the men, but he's very in tune with pushing the conversation forward in regards to us doing better together
and pushing your buttons.
And absolutely, he has original content that he'll definitely say a couple of things that are unique. So check them out. Even if you want to go and rewind one or two of them, check them out. They're absolutely great content creators, and we are appreciative of being in the circle of them, and they are inspirations. Absolutely. Tonight, fellas, we talking about protecting yourself at all times, just like in a heavyweight bout. But we want to translate that to our life and protect ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually, and all other lees. It's a lot of lees. So we want to hit all of the lees, but we want to protect ourselves. And we want to protect ourselves from idiots too, because they out here. So what I'm going to do,
raise your hand if you're one,
is I'm going to share a video to get us back on track. And y'all tell me what y'all think.
Tamara checking on Facebook. Welcome, sis.
Pull up, sis.
This message is for the police. So if you're not the police, keep scrolling. And if you are, come in, sit down. Let me talk to you for a second.
Shout out to Tamara on the check-in. Hey, Tamara.
Listen, Lindas. We signed up to do this job for various reasons. But the common thread is we take pride in protecting and serving our communities. It is essential, it is vital that we treat people as human beings, because when you lose sight of the humanity of it all, you're going up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. That being said, there are a lot of crimes that we could charge people with, but pissing off the police is not one of them. So please do me a favor and stop getting pissed off when people are recording us. The fact is this: if you are acting under the color of law, you're being professional, you're keeping people's dignity intact, and you're treating them with respect, you don't have a single solitary thing to worry about or be concerned with. Now, are there going to be times where you have to step it up a notch because things have been escalated for one reason or another? Absolutely. But there's tiers to this. And again, pissing off the police is not a crime. It's just not. So we can't treat it as such.
Let's stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to High Value Wives on the check-in.
Yes,
Hey,
welcome, sis,
Ashley.
welcome.
Hope all is well. Talking about police are okay. One bad apple doesn't make the whole bunch bad. But that was a police up there telling police to act better, to do different, because we don't have to act the way we act. And pissing off police is not a crime. So when you all that, you know, who you talking to, you think you're a lawyer, and turn that camera off and all of those things.
It shouldn't be so easy to push their buttons, you know, even with a name calling in the situation.
That too.
You know what I mean? Like
that too. Especially from your boss, the people who pay your salary.
Absolutely.
If you a taxpayer.
They don't look at us like that. We are animals to a degree. So, you know, I appreciate her statements of telling them that they are humans.
I do too.
Because some of them come into it with the mindset that we are animals and they need to come in there and, you know, dog catch us to a degree. So it really depends on the mindset of the individual who becomes the police officer instead of a peace officer.
Right.
So
that was the intended goal.
So, you know, we do know that there are cops that abide by the rules and they do their job, but we want to address the ones that she was talking to. Let's be a little nicer to the people that we are supposed to serve and protect. Let's say UK Relly. What you think, sir?
I agree with her 100%. And shit, if I ever get pulled over by her, I might try to get the number. She's very pretty, but like,
that's right. And she was nice, so it makes her even more likable.
Right. You know what I mean? But like,
respects humor.
For her to step out like that, being a cop, where you know, hold on, you see, I'm talking. So if you ain't dying, go ask her.
Shout out to our babies. We love them.
Other people, right?
We love them. But if you put a Band-Aid on it,
like for her to step out like that, knowing the backlash that she might get because of that blue wall. Right. So shout out to her, but right is right. And if you like she was saying, if you were offended by what she said, then you're part of the problem.
Absolutely, because she was again just speaking to right. It's not about anything else except right.
If you're behaving in the proper way, then you shouldn't be worried about being recorded.
And isn't that?
And it's all right.
And look, you just took the face off and put it on something different, because they say that to us all the time. If you didn't do anything wrong, you don't have anything to worry about.
Right. If y'all ain't doing nothing wrong, you ain't got to worry about me videotaping.
So
after Felipe Castillo, right? Like,
you know what I mean? So there you know.
Talk loud. My biggest crime is talking loud. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have nothing else besides it.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Shoot me for talking loud. Shoot me for talking loud, then. No, don't shoot me. I'm only joking. Don't shoot me. But no, we're talking about protecting yourself at all times, and the police is just a facet of that. You want to behave in a certain fashion, like you were talking about, your little one earlier, where you have the talk where she gets pulled over and trash can eluded and I eluded, because again, it's just a certain consciousness we have to walk with, that you must protect yourself. If that level of protection constitutes protection even for the officer, to let him know you're going to go home safe tonight. Absolutely. Because I have consciousness and awareness and an articulation to be able to say, look, this is what we're doing. The gun is here. Let's go ahead and get it done.
I
My
have no
carrier's
intention to
license is
harm you.
here, and let's get it done so everybody can get home safe. So protect yourself at all times. And that's what we're talking about, man, how we can translate that to life to make us walk with a level of consciousness to keep us safe, to keep us bulletproofed from the things that some people complain about. Oh, he tricked me. Oh, she took all my money. Oh, they beat me up. But maybe you could have bulletproofed yourself from not putting yourself in a situation to increase the percentage of it happening. I get that there's never going to be a 0%, but you can increase or decrease the likelihood.
Absolutely. Eliminating yourself. Don't put yourself in that type of position.
Right.
You know, picking your battles.
Absolutely.
That's a big one. You know, every argument or situation is not a cause for you to put up your dukes and be ready to fight and challenge somebody that you don't know out in the street. Like, you know, walk away. It's
Let's
not
talk
that
about
is it
that.
really that serious? Somebody cut you in line or just little things. We blow up. I mean, we blow up because we all got our own shit to deal with. And the person who did it to you, they don't know that you got a whole bunch of shit that you dealing with.
Right.
So you the one, you done set it off. Now I'm taking it all out on you. And that shit might end with somebody losing their life.
Funny you say that.
You know?
Shout out to B9 on the check-in. Let's go ahead and bring somebody else up to the front. Come on up.
Deadly shooting in DeKalb County. It happened at the gas station along Candler Road. In Channel 2, Steve Gelbach is there live. Steve, you just got an update from investigators there now. What do you know?
Oh, they're still looking for a man and a woman in a car that sped off from this gas station. They were parked at a pump around 2 a.m. this morning when police say that just a bystander here at the gas station was hanging out, saw a couple in that car fighting. He says that the woman was being beaten by that driver, and then the driver supposedly pulled a gun on the man who came up to the car to try to defend that woman because he saw that fight going on in the car. But that's, again, when they say that victim was murdered here. They were parked right here at one of these gas pumps. And then again, we know that the suspect and the woman who still may be in danger sped off from here. We don't have a good description of that car. Was only told it was a white vehicle, and we have no information on this victim. But again, it sounds like he wasn't even connected to this couple, just saw what was going on here at the gas pump, wanted to defend this woman and stepped in, and now he is dead. And we'll work to get more information again on possibly the suspect, the car, and this victim who lost his life. I have another live report for you coming up in the next half hour.
So, Steve, the person who came up and tried to help, that's a person that lost their life.
Correct.
Okay, we'll be checking back for more information on the story as we get details. Thank you very much, Steve.
Shout out to everybody checking in. Shout out to Vice on the check-in. Shout out to Leslie on the check-in. Shout out to the missus for shedding a tear for that brother that risked his life and lost his life defending his sister. So this is the protect yourself at all times that I'm talking about. And was he supposed to not do anything when we have all of these panels every week talking about protecting our women, and women are saying that men are not protecting us? That man tried to protect a woman and he lost his life, and that car sped off. We don't know if that lady was in a hostage situation. We don't know if she was in a co-defendant situation. All we know is that a man tried to defend a young lady and he lost his life. What say you about that, K. Relly?
First of all, shout out to the brother who tried to help. God rest his soul. But it's like he was doing good thing, and it's like maybe there was some video or something like that caught this man on camera who shot, who was being. I'm sure they'll find him, but
right.
I see it like this. Maybe that's not the first that this guy was being a woman beater, right? And maybe this guy life sacrifice the way to.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Maybe this good Samaritan who risked his own safety, his own life to help this lady,
Mhm.
You know, and it was his final thing in life was helping somebody,
No doubt.
right? Not knowing the danger, not knowing nothing like that. He didn't care. He saw something, he acted, right? And you know, unfortunately, he lost his life, but maybe it was for a purpose. Like I said, this guy probably was, you know, he just walked around. He might have been a fucking sex trafficker. Who knows? But his cameras everywhere.
Right.
So he, you know what I'm saying? So he might be caught just off the strength of that, you know. And
No
you
doubt.
know, it's sad that this man lost his life, but you know that was probably his last thing for him. You know, God was like, "Hey, we're gonna make sure this guy get caught.
No
You the
doubt.
one who's gonna make sure he gets caught." It's just unfortunate that he had to lose his life, but I'm sure he's in heaven right now
No
because
doubt. No doubt. Sean checked in. He said, "Yeah, man, hard to want to do the right thing or know what right is in a situation like that." And he's absolutely right. And very, I don't think he even thought that that was going to be the consequence of him approaching that car. But at the same time, it was a car. And what did I say to you, Mrs. Harris? If me and you are arguing in our car, that's private property.
It is.
Now, if we step outside into the concrete, we in public now. Different. But in the car, that's just me and you having a situation. And I don't think anybody should approach that thinking that they can intervene because that's an intimate situation. It's very close quarters. It's just unique. And I don't know who you are approaching my vehicle. So depending on where you are, who you dealing with in that situation right there, which turned out to be what it was, very unfortunate. But Vice checked in. He said, minding your business can save your life. Drinking water and minding your business can increase your lifespan tremendously.
I mean, I think it made me sad because I hear, you know, especially over the last year, our sisters on these YouTube streets talk about how they're not protected.
Right.
First of all, you got to protect yourself. Stop staying with niggas who's putting their hands on you or abusing you in any type of way, shape, or form. If it don't float your boat, it don't agree with your frequency, you need to get out. Stop making excuses. The money ain't that good, the dick ain't that good for you to lose your life or somebody else to lose their life by trying to save yours. So y'all running around here talking about y'all are not protected, but that's all I see. When I go on my TikTok and all my little social medias, that's all I see is these men out here protecting the damn kids. They out here protecting y'all. Stop with the shit. Make better decisions and do better for yourself.
Okay. Mrs. is a little emotional over this.
I get it though. Like
my brothers, because y'all are like
I do.
Could be one of y'all.
I get it, mama. If I could hug you, I would right now from across the state.
You are good.
Shout out to B9. What up, B Nizzle? Oh, it's about to warm up in here. A couple of degrees.
Welcome, brother. You made me smile.
I got my brother. How you doing, sir?
Hello, Mrs. Harris. How you doing? I see you a little emotional. It's okay,
man. Because I know y'all. I see a lot of y'all do that. Y'all do step in. So I'm kind of getting tired of hearing the women speak about them not being protected. Because we see that right here many times, and these men are losing their lives because of it. Because our women are not showing discernment and making better decisions with the men they're choosing or vetting in the proper way. So it's kind of our fault. You know, he definitely shouldn't have got into personal business like my husband said, because they were in their personal car. But y'all are out here protecting. I've been protected a lot. So, and I appreciate y'all. So, you know, I pray nobody else loses their life for trying to protect one of you sisters who should be protecting yourself.
What you think, B9? Did you see the clip?
I did. I saw the clip. I'm late to the show, so that's the only clip that I saw.
Okay.
But that was enough to bring me in because you know that's all that I preach is about don't be Captain Saber. Don't put yourself out there. Stop living off of this code that you owe someone, like Mrs. Hurd said, that is telling you to your face that you're not protecting you. See, the problem is, and going back to the clip, I guarantee if someone was in that young lady's life that cared about her, they told her proactively not to be in that situation. They told her proactively not to be messing with that dude or to be out at that time or in that neighborhood or so many. But as usual, we only get the clip shows the reactionary protection.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about the proactive protection that was ultimately ignored and ultimately cost someone their life.
Right, and now here's another question: what she's going through then, and this guy was trying to help her. So, and this a dude shoots this brother. Is she now an accessory to murder? Now you got two problems.
For leaving the scene.
And that's why I say, we don't know if she was a hostage or a co-defendant, but she's something at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if that was the case, then
very unfortunate situation. Absolutely. No, but it all speaks to a greater narrative. We never talking about the specific people because that's not the room table we sit at. We want to speak to, like B9 said, the precautionary, the proactive versus the reactive, and the macro, because this is not an anomaly. This is not just one person. This is absolutely a part of our society that we can intervene in a situation and it doesn't turn out the best way. A quick story. We lived in a not so desirable neighborhood in Baltimore, and it was a huge young people congregation every weekend on our block. And it was one particular young man that did not like me, and vice versa. We were not meshing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so many ways that we could have handled that.
Yeah.
It was so many different things that I could have did. But again, looking at it as not just protecting my family, protecting myself. Because if I do something rash and I'm no longer accessible, then it puts me in a really tough position to maneuver from. So again, I know we all have a certain way that we are told things are supposed to go and how we play things out in our mind. But at the same time, like B9 said, I think listening to the proactive suggestions, the people that tell you don't do it so that you're not in there, versus the people who put the damn face on the front of the t-shirt and wear you after the fact.
Right.
So, I'm completely in line with my brother on that one. And that's not just because you who you is and you my brother, but you go ahead, B9.
But I want to touch on and clarify what you and Kay Relly just said is that if this person wasn't an accessory to it, she would have shown the compassion to stay. She would have shown the compassion to say, hey, this was my defender. This is the reason why I'm alive. I'm not going to leave the reason why I'm alive in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She dipped just as fast as the quote unquote assailant.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you 100%.
And
like she said,
no new story.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up at a time where if you want to get to the bottom of something, you go to the chick. Hey.
I'm not touching that. Yes.
I know the streets, ladies and gentlemen, okay?
Snitching.
Movies and all of this stuff try to make the streets look like it's 100% niggas out here and dudes out here.
Right.
It's a lot of slick ladies out here, a lot of conniving ones, and a lot of them are the masterminds behind a lot of stuff because they manipulate dudes into, oh, you ain't a man, or you ain't macho, or you ain't this, or you a sucker, or you a bitch ass nigga, or you ain't a real one, or you come on, man.
Yeah.
That's why I tell our men, be smart enough to lead yourself.
Yes.
Don't think just because you have companionship that you are in a situation where you can lead. Just because you have a partner, you're in a situation where you can lead. No, in a lot of these situations, you're the bitch. You're the woman. You might as well tuck because you are the female.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna get a little deep because we almost done. We're not gonna be here for a long time, but we're gonna be here for a good time. So check this out, y'all. Can we protect ourselves at all times from fear? Mrs. Harris, this is one of your words. Fear is one of your key words. You say we are brought up fear-based, all of us, boys, girls. The girls are fearing men. The men are fearing men and women.
We're fearing
Don't
everything.
he's gonna beat you, he's gonna cheat on you. So we all got this fear we all operating on. Can we protect ourselves from it? How can we, Mrs. Harris?
By staying in your own box. Being an introvert and don't going outside and deal with people.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only way.
Okay.
Isolating yourself.
Okay.
But fear cripples us. You know, you gotta be able to have some perception of that fear and how it causes you to move, you know, in relationships and jobs and just walking in the street, and you know, it's different types. Don't allow it to cripple you to where you can't move when you're stuck. You know, it's a great protection, but it can block you from opportunity, blessings, friendships, relationships.
Gotcha. So for me, I think fear is something that we protect ourselves from by doing different, by being different. Like I told you earlier today in the kitchen, I think that I kind of bulletproof myself from the fear by looking at my dad's life, looking at my father. I never knew my father, y'all, not one day, but I know I had a father. Just scientifically, I know it had to be somebody.
Right.
But I never knew him. But I know he can't do what I do.
Right. Or do what you've done.
Either one. But this is what motivates me. I sit down in my car and I go to work and I say, my father can't do this. He can't go to work. He would never be able to take care of his family. He wouldn't be able to enjoy life, try to strive for more, try to strive for better, because I never knew him. I didn't see him aspiring. I didn't see him in our family trying to hold us together, hold us down, whatever the case may be. So I kind of take gratification in that. And I bulletproof myself from the fear of failure, the fear of not being a good husband, not being a good father, not being a good man, not being a good brother. I bulletproof myself from that by just doing, by getting up every morning at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock and going.
Get it done.
And I think that that says a lot about motivation and how you can use it as a tool, and you don't have to succumb to the fear of being a failure, of being like whoever, because you're setting your own mark. You're making your own footprints. What do you guys think about that? Let's start with you, B9.
I think that actually is fear. I think you had a fear of replicating what you were missing. And you were determined not to replicate. People don't understand that learning goes in two directions. You can learn what you want to be, and you can also learn what you don't want to be. You can also learn what you don't want to be associated with. And I've had this conversation with her face to face, so I know that she doesn't mind me having this conversation. Hopefully she's in the chat. But I give all the credit to TJ Randolph because I didn't like her at first.
Mm.
I made no bones about it. She was a masculine woman trying to fake like she was a part of this feminine movement that we're trying to be about. And she was doing a terrible job of it, in my opinion. And all of these simps out here was giving her a pass because she was auntie this and auntie that. And you give respect to your elders and wisdom.
Right.
But she did a show a while back where she introduced her daughter. And her daughter is the exact opposite of her. It really parallels the story that you kind of just told about you and your dad. But she was actually there.
Right.
But so she saw firsthand everything that she didn't want to be. And so she literally put the exact opposite into effect. And at a younger age, she had the man that she wanted, the child that she wanted, the life that she wants. And it sparked her to a point where she, the child, actually helped change the mother. And the mother saw the error in her ways.
Mm.
And TJ Randolph said, you know what? You right, B9. I'm still a work in progress.
Nice.
But I'm here because of my daughter. And my daughter wouldn't be here if it weren't for the mistakes that I made. So although it worked in an introvert,
right, willing to do more, willing to be different. Come on, B9. Come on.
out of kind of way, the results were there. I live in DC. We're the Commanders now, but I still call us Redskins. I live in Redskin country.
Okay.
The easiest way to have a debate or get some attention at the dinner table, especially at Thanksgiving, is to stand up and say, "Go Cowboys." Everybody looking at you. You now have a spotlight. You ain't been outside of DC a day in your life, but you're a Cowboy fan because you know that the family dynamics that is going to cause. You know the neighborhood dynamics that's going to cause. Someone's always going to have something to say to you. There's always Redskin fans in Washington, D.C. is like, great. We're everywhere. But to be something different, you're now going to get the attention that you are garnering.
Okay.
Right.
And that's what you are. That's what your situation is, sir. That's why I'm so proud of people such as yourself and the future generation. Because we think that we're talking a good game. But the young, they're watching. The eyes are watching. And some of them, unfortunately, are going to emulate a lot of the bad behaviors. But most of them are figuring out a better way to solve this Rubik's Cube.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. No doubt.
God bless their hearts.
Last thing I'm saying, I'm going to pass the mic. Y'all know I smoke. In no way, shape, or form am I above not showing humility and giving credit to the former generations. Thank God I've never smoked heroin. Thank God I've never smoked crack. Thank God I've never done hard drugs. And I only owe that to my uncles, the people in my neighborhood that I saw get messed up. Because who's to say it wouldn't have been time if I didn't have seen that stuff? Real talk.
Absolutely.
Real talk.
No
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. What you got, K. Relly?
What not?
I can honestly say, like, it's in my opinion. Hold on, there's something flying over like a helicopter, some shit.
That's okay. Hey, Kaya, we gonna welcome Kaya to the stage. Hey, Kaya,
just Kaya's in the building.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, sis.
We are well. How was your week?
Fast. It was really fast. It went by quick, but it was good. Yes, I enjoyed it. How about you guys? I
thank you
love
for
your
doing
wife,
that.
by the way, Mr. He said. I just wanted to let you know that.
I love you too, girl.
I share your sentiment.
He is such
My
a
love is real,
beautiful
girl.
woman.
Will allow it. Okay, I agree.
You
I
are too,
agree.
Kai. You know I love you.
Thank you.
So do you see
Come on
our
now.
title card tonight? Protect yourself at all times. How do I protect myself from her, Kaya? Then?
Do what I say.
Bingo. No, I think that you you protect yourself at all times from her. I don't think you protect yourself from her. I think that you protect yourself at all times with the inclusion of her, because you know that at any time your eyes might be a little, blocked or anything. You know she got you. You know you're still protected. You know, even when you're not around, that you're protected when it comes to her. So I think that that's a great example if you're married to someone and have that assurance in your marriage that you are protected at all times, whether you're there or not, whether you're asleep or not, whether you're a little altered, or not. You know that you're protected.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Karma checked in. She said, "Man, bro, you got me wanting to call my father tonight and thanking him for his presence. I couldn't imagine, especially as a female, not having him in my life. Absolutely, you should call him, tell him what up, and he can sing."
Did something happen?
And I kind of don't beat people up. I don't go to jail because of you. Because
same.
Yeah, some people I be wanting to knock out, but I don't.
I think that's probably the biggest thing with us. We both, have our best interests at heart. So that kind of leads us to trying to make the best decisions.
No doubt.
No
doubt. I agree. Okay, so what we talking about tonight is protecting yourself at all times, just like in a heavyweight fight. And if we can translate that to our life and protect ourselves to maybe bulletproof us from the percentages being so high of something happening to us that's not very desirable. So we just want to bring the percentages down. We have a certain control over it. And I think if we exercise that control, we can move in a more positive fashion, in a different fashion. But let's do this. I want to bring up a clip and y'all tell me what y'all think about this.
Have much before this, and now I've lost it all, like really genuinely. And the biggest mental shift for me has been, before all this crap, it was the BLM riots and Trump and all this stuff, and everyone was screaming all cops are bad, and I'm like, no, come on, we need the police, law enforcement. I'm gonna change sides. All cops are bad. Why are you enforcing this crap? It's insane. The police are out here, the ones actually cracking skulls. It's amazing that a very few elite can tell another select group of the slaves to go and enact tyranny upon the other group of the slaves, and they're going to obey. Like, this could all end overnight if the police would wake up and say, no, that's not fair, but they won't do it. So all cops are bad. So I've lost faith in the law enforcement systems. I've lost faith in the judicial system. I've lost faith in governments to the point where I sold all my real estate.
Did you?
I refuse to even hold real estate under a government. I hate them so much. Every single one of them. I can't stand any of them. They're all corrupt from head to toe. You think you own a house? Oh, you own that house, right? Go piss off the IRS. Tell me how long you own that house. Some cops are going to turn up with a piece of paper and you're out. You don't own anything. The whole thing's a scam. The whole system's a scam.
Okay, so y'all heard Brother Tate. Shout out to my brother Tate. And y'all let me know what y'all think about that clip. Can we protect ourselves if it's all bullshit?
Right.
But you protecting yourself
How much protection can you provide for yourself?
Mrs. Harris, you go first.
A lot of that we always knew. You don't own your home. You really don't own anything here. Because the day we don't pay our registration for our car or pay that car note, it goes back. Somebody's coming to collect it. Even our children. If I do what I feel I see fit in my reprimanding or raising of bearing of my children, I might go to jail.
Oh,
for a simple spanking.
For your kids,
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So you know.
What say
do
you,
we
B9?
really have rights?
What do you think? What do you think, B9? What you got?
Yeah. It's about education, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see how mad he was? Did you see how he was coming to grips? You know, like, this is all a damn scam. This is a man, you don't own nothing. You don't.
No.
And did you see how calm you all were with your response? Like, we already knew that. Everybody knows that this is a game.
I mean,
and so education is important to first understand that, yes, it is all a sham. But the sham is created where you have to know how to do things. See, we preach femininity for women and masculinity for men. That's not what you do. It's just how you do it. You can do anything, especially in America. You can do anything you want. You can delete people legally and go
at the highest rate ever.
And get away with it if you know how to do it, when to do it, and who's representing you. Anything is possible once you know that, yes, this is all bullshit. B9 comes up here and tries to tell you that I'm a master of bullshit. So that's why I tell you when other people are bullshitting what they're doing. When they coming up here, oh, I'm so feminine, then they scratching their nuts. Get out of here. And then when the dudes is talking about, oh yeah, I'm so masculine, and then the second they come on, they start simping and, hey baby, hey girl, ooh, ooh, ooh.
You take the bag, right, Kaya?
It's been a while. Okay, I'm enjoying it.
Bullshitter. And Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, those are the masters of bullshit. See, all you niggas out here think y'all gangster. Nah, the people I just named, them the real gangsters. Yeah. So you don't scare nobody. You don't intimidate nobody. Because those who have the real education know who the real gangsters, know who the real masters of bullshit are, and know the spoils that they get for the mastery of their bullshit. So grow up, learn the game, master it, and shut the fuck up. Because while you sold all your real estate, how you gonna change anything, dummy?
Talk to him, B9. Let me give you a clap for that. Give him a clap for that, Kaya. You up next. You got to follow that.
No problem. I'm scratching my nuts. Okay, so as he was talking, I thought that was that bald-headed rapper guy from Miami, but okay.
No, he was a fighter. He was an MMA fighter.
Oh, okay.
And him and his collective, they got into like telephone, like promiscuous telephone lines and stuff like that. And he popped off from there. He's a very unique thinker. He's a little bit of an intellectual, but more of a techie type of guy. But he started out as an MMA fighter, so you know he can beat people.
I'm with B9. If he sold his house, he doesn't sound too smart. But I mean his property because of the government. But I do agree with him though. At any moment, it could be taken away from us. And technically, I was just thinking about this a few days ago. We don't really own anything. Like Nikki said, even your child. They can come and take your child, and that's a child you created, and because you see fit to do what's necessary, and this child still breathing, but you gonna tell me I can't, and then later on when this little come and do something, then you want, what was the parenting like? It is discouraging, and I do see his frustration and the elevation of it. And it was like a realization for him, you know, and talking about it. And him, it seemed like he didn't realize it was or is as bad as it is. And he passionately shared that. But with that being said, go back to what B9 said, education. You know, I see a lot of videos out here when guys are getting pulled over and, you know, no, I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to, you know, and no, you know, and see, we're learning and putting it into practice. And once you show that, those bullies are going to have to step back because, oh, this nigga know what they talking about. What the fuck, you know? So they're going to have to take a step back and come up with another plan. Because they're going to come up with another one. So just be ready for that. But yeah, I agree with them. And I think it's sad. And one more thing, it's like the more your eyes are being open and revealed, it's like, for me, how dumb I feel, but how empowered I feel at the same time. Because now it's like, all right, motherfucker, let's go. Oh, I can cuss on here, right? Yeah, let's go.
Absolutely.
You're ready. And
actually.
Come on back. Keep making me stronger. I'm not running away from you. You're empowering me. So I think that is what I love seeing it, the recordings and people standing up and, you know, amen, let's do it.
Let me ask you a quick question, Kaya. Do you watch boxing? Are you a fan of boxing?
I do like boxing, yes.
Okay. Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the rule and the instruction, protect yourself at all times?
I've heard it, yes. Like your face, like here, like protect yourself, like that. You talking about with the position and the moving?
Okay, let's start. Let's start there. What does protect yourself at all times mean to you?
In general?
What does protect yourself at all times mean?
Okay. So for me, it means self-knowledge. It means knowing, understanding, growing, feeding yourself about your environment, what you're around, who you allow around you. It's like, to put it maybe like, it's like you, and you must be aware mentally, in every way, mentally, physically, emotionally, right, what's surrounding you and what you're allowing to surround you, and move accordingly.
Perfect.
Yeah, education, be enlightened, learn. Okay. I mean, yeah.
And my last question is, do you think our behavior can add a level of protection to ourselves?
As an individual?
Yes, the way we behave.
Absolutely, 100%. Because some people can talk a big old talk and be just as cowardly, you know, but if they talk good enough, might scare your ass off, you know, and be like, whoosh, okay, thank you, Lord, you know, another one gone. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you, okay, and you put that shield up there, yes, because I've done it.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip, and I want us to unpack, and we're going to be almost done. Check this out, y'all. This one right here.
At Exxon, I was on E. I put $15 and I put $20 again, and my car stopped working. I've been here for 2 hours. And this guy right here, his car stopped working too after he just put gas. So I think they're putting water in the gas, guys.
Okay. So that was a clip of a young lady that was at a gas station. She put gas in her car stopped working. So she put more gas, thinking maybe she didn't put enough gas, but her car just didn't work. She looked over the aisle. Another guy, his car stopped working because of the gas. The reason I played that is because I put up protect yourself at all times. Can we protect ourselves from things we don't even know getting ready to happen? Let's start with you, K. Relly. What do you think, sir? How she know that the gas station was going to be full of water? Is she supposed to know that?
No, like how can she possibly know? Like you don't. You like the like I was just talking about um protect yourself from fear, like the fear of the unknown, right? It's like you go to the gas pump, you expect fucking petroleum to get put inside your car, not fucking H2O. So it's like shit, but before the sister got on, I was about to answer a question about y'all was saying protecting yourself from fear. And it's like I don't think you can. Like you cannot protect yourself. Like that's a natural emotion. But how you respond to fear, do you use fear as a excuse to just stay stagnant? Or you can use fear to be a catalyst to do better. Like I ain't gonna say I'm not afraid of anything, but it's like I've had a lot of fears in my life, and when I like face those fears, it's like it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't as bad as I thought it might be, and we all learn from being afraid of something. But like Nick was saying, yeah, the only way to protect yourself from fear is like stay home. But it's like if you become like agoraphobic and don't never leave your fucking house, then you have no idea what's going on in the world, and the world can be a scary place, right? So it's like like can you protect yourself from fear? No, but it's how you respond to fear that defines you as a person. Or you're gonna let fear bog you down because you scared that you just might be successful at something. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot be afraid to fail, right? Because you might be the best at something that you've always been fearful of doing your whole life, and you might be a master of it. But that fear of like failure bogs a lot of us down. And like shit, when I was in Iraq, I wasn't afraid of dying. I was afraid of getting the man next to me killed, doing something stupid.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that fear could make you better. It could make a diamond, or give you a lump of fucking coal. What you gonna do?
No doubt. It can definitely be a motivator. What you think, Kaya?
I'm sorry. What was the? He started talking about fear, and I forgot the original.
Yeah, because we actually put up another banner that said, "Can we protect ourselves from fear?" A lot of us are motivated by fear. We have things in the back of our head instilled by others or ourselves.
Okay.
And is there a way that we can protect ourselves by moving different, by having a different mindset, or maybe something different? What do you think?
Okay, I think the mindset then, because I tend or was led to believe like fear doesn't exist. It's one of those emotions that you talk yourself into. It's one of those things that you put in your head because it hasn't became real yet. It's nothing. So how am I going to fear what might happen tomorrow? I don't know. So I'm wasting this time. I'm wasting this moment. I'm wasting today worried about what I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. If I'm in fear of being put out of my home or my car running out of gas. Okay, but I'm not there yet. So what am I fearing? It hasn't happened. Wonder if I get in that car and it doesn't. It gets me to my destination. I did all that worrying for nothing. I just think for me personally, anytime I feel myself like doubting and worried about a week from now or a month from now, or am I going to be able to do that? I purposely don't allow myself to go there because it's the unknown. I don't know. And then I miss the opportunity of enjoying the moment, enjoying where I'm at right now. So I try not to live in that emotion of fear. And I want to say, I don't live in that emotion. I won't allow myself to stay there. It's not healthy for me.
Okay. So the clip we played was of the gas station. The young lady put gas in her car and it's not working. Yep, B9 want to cook. Come on, B.
I have to vehemently disagree, unfortunately, and this rarely happens, but I have to vehemently disagree with everything Kaya just said. And the reason is because fear is, everybody knows about my macro, micro thing. Yep. Fear is a macro. And the problem with macros and why I point macros out so much is that the devil tries to make you think that macros don't exist. Right. That this so happens to be happenstance, coincidence. You know, so what? You know, isn't it a coincidence that you have an autistic son and Red Lipstick has an autistic son and then we as an autistic community come together and say, well, wait a damn minute. This ain't no coincidence. Mm-hmm. Right. There's a macro problem here. There's a macro issue here. And you have tried to hide behind this macro issue and make it seem like, oh, we're 1 out of a million or 100 or whatever. But when you add that 1 out of 100 up all together, you get tens of hundreds of thousands of people. Okay. So it is a bigger thing than what people let on to. And that's what fear is. Fear is a macro because, and fear is not a bad thing. Let me be clear with that. Fear is like a gun. Fear is how you handle that fear is what's going to make it good or bad. Right. Because you have insurance because of fear. Sisterhood exists because of fear. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Real men exist because of fear. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I don't go on certain people's platforms anymore strictly because of fear. I have built my name and my reputation in real life. Fuck YouTube. Fuck social media. My name means something to people that can walk up to me, talk to me, touch me, smell my breath, smell my cologne. I fear giving up that reputation because someone thinks B9 is angry or misogynistic.
Yeah. Understandable.
So we have to understand that we do everything out of fear. The greatest winners out here fear losing more than they love winning.
Okay. It's definitely a motivator. Definitely a motivator. We got a couple of check-ins. Karma said she know because the last tank burnt too quick. Then she said, but she went back. What else can she do? We do. Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't think that's what happened.
Mrs. Harris, do you have a suggestion of how they can avoid that? How they can protect themselves from the gas station? I believe I suggested something for us.
I'm not sure, but with that situation, she put some money in because all she needed was some gas. Like, her car runs, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so she put some money in and started it, and it didn't start.
That's correct.
It was done. She went and gave them some more money. She put gas ain't your problem.
Logically,
I understand. You know what I mean? Like, you thought that was going to fix it. So the lack of information about a car, knowing putting something that foreign in is just going to shut it down.
Absolutely.
Like.
And there's nothing you can do to know ahead of time, Karma. But what you can do to bulletproof yourself is loyalty. Go to the same gas station. Use and use a big name. Don't use hood gas stations. Don't stop in the hood. Don't stop at the mom and pop. Go to Shell or go to Royal Farms and make it a consistent thing. Make it a routine. This is when I go. This is when I get it. Because you know more than likely what you're going to get. If you have to go fly by night, and then Sean's suggestion as well, I never get low enough on gas to have to get gas in my neighborhood.
Right.
I don't trust the gas stations. Again, those small mom and pop gas stations, stay away from them. Go to a big name so that somebody can be held responsible.
Absolutely. They have plenty of insurance.
Small mom and pop gas station can close up tomorrow.
Bankrupt. You'll never
Smash
see
that
your
like
money.
button. Y'all heard what she said. Sis agrees. Light up the blue. Absolutely. We got to make.
Now, I would say the suggestion for the second car that pulled up, her as a sister to say, yo, I just put gas in here. I would suggest that you not use gas because my car was working. All I needed was gas.
If she noticed it. So we got to
passing
be
that
aware.
information along while you're there.
Protect yourself at all times.
Great.
Okay. What is the root to what fear determines its position? It's what is the root of that fear determines its position. Okay, so
your fear was good fear. It was healthy fear.
Okay.
Both of us, we had not so good blueprints.
Okay.
So the fear of what we saw and what we didn't want was something that drove us to behave in a certain way that we didn't create that type of trauma and toxicity in our own family immediately.
Understandable.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of a protection of that fear.
Okay.
Not wanting to repeat that cycle.
So here's the final question of the night. Do we need protection from ourselves? If so, who do we get it from? Let's start with you, Kaya. You see the question?
I see it now. Yeah, when it popped up, I'm like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Okay, yeah. Do we need protection from ourselves? Sometimes, yeah. If so, who do we get it from? Now, see, that's the tricky part of the question. Because for one, if you need protection from yourself, okay, that's such a macro question in that we can go so many different places with it.
So let's stay right there. Hold on.
Okay.
If you are a celebrity and you want protection, you hire a bodyguard, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You need protection for yourself. You're not a celebrity. You regular. How do you protect yourself?
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I'm just regular and I need protection from myself. Going back to that macro thing, is it because I'm making bad decisions? Is that because I got the wrong people around me? So if that's the case, if I'm going to the people around me, I'm still not protecting myself because I surrounded myself with yes people or no people or whatever. So going back to who can I get it from? It's like, what am I doing to harm myself? Because the only way you can get the solution is to figure out what is the problem. What am I doing to not protect myself? What am I doing to allow harm? And whatever that is, I need to figure out and then go there, the opposite, and resolve that that's where I get the protection from. But I got to figure out what the problem is. What am I doing to require this protection? Just like if I live alone and someone keeps knocking on my door and I'm scared, I guess I need to go buy me a gun, maybe go to a shooting range, blah, 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 and do this to protect myself. I'm going to get it from the gun then. So
it's protection from the gun. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
it depends on the situation of why I need this protection from myself.
Okay. What you got, B9? What you think?
I love the example that you gave before you with the celebrity and hiring the bodyguard. Any celebrity that hires a bodyguard, what else have they done?
Okay.
They've also given in. They've also submitted to the bodyguard. Because The protection comes with direction. The protection does not come with you still being the head honcho, the leader, the one calling the shots. The protection comes with you now accepting being the follower because you are the prize. Both people are out of work if something happens to you. So you have accepted your value by submitting. How about that shit?
How about it?
You have actually treated yourself like a celebrity by submitting. Wow. So applying that to your question, yes, we definitely need to protect ourselves from ourselves every day, because the lack of humility in today's world is real.
I agree.
And the question is, and this is the hard part, if so, who do you get it from? Who do you respect enough to treat yourself like the celebrity that you just gave the analogy of? Who do you find? Where is your Kevin Costner to say, I'm Whitney Houston and I got to pay attention to
Come
what
through.
is saying?
Yeah.
In most cases, it's a person's mother.
Okay.
But the problem with that is, can you subjectively look at your mother the same way that you can subjectively look at yourself? It's hard to do that for both parties because you're talking about untouchables. No one can talk about me. No one can talk about my mom. Then nobody's going to help you grow.
No doubt. I'm with you.
As a school teacher, when I threatened failure to a child, when I told a child that they were going to have to repeat the same exact thing that they just hated going through for the last 4 to 6 months, they seemed to pull it together that last 2 or 3 months. Because once again, going back to the fear says it's time for me to now self-evaluate. It's time for me to say, hey, being the class clown or making these girls think I'm cute. They ain't gonna think I'm cute when I'm still in the 3rd grade and they in the 4th or the 5th grade.
If you had cute, they would.
Shout out to
He
Clyde.
just a little dumb.
What up, Clyde? No, I hear you, man. When I posed the question, I thought of court. I kind of think of it like court. I always say in court, Kaya, you have a certain amount of people that's against you. If you committed a crime, you have the judge, you have the prosecuting attorney, you have the person that committed the crime you committed the crime against, which is the, prosecutor, or what do they call them? The plaintiff.
The plaintiff.
Right. The plaintiff, you're the defendant.
Oh,
and you
okay.
also have the bailiff. You have the bailiff as well. So that's 4. But you need a lawyer on your side. And most people tell you when you get arrested, you should get a paid lawyer and you should bail out to fight this case because you have your best chances. And I think that having a significant other, a wife particularly, is my lawyer. That is the person who protects me from myself. Because when I'm ready to smack somebody, I say, nah, don't smack him. He gonna call the cops. You go into jail. You can't go to work to provide for your family and your kids. And that's my motivation. And I think that's what protects me, because it's a lot of people I would slap if I didn't have them in the back of my mind protecting me. And although I think I'm the protector of them, I think they protect me way more than I protect them, because I'm just here to open the door and make sure it's safe on the other side. But they protect me mentally when I'm out in the world. Like, should I do this? Maybe not, because XYZ. So I do think we need protection from ourselves, and I think our husbands and wives are the ones that protect us because they're the bar that we set for ourselves. What do you think, K. Relly? Not R. Kelly, K. Relly.
Can I ask you a question real quick though?
Sure.
You sure can.
Just from what you were saying, and sorry, R. Kelly.
K. Relly.
No,
K. Relly.
Nope. K. Relly.
Oh, K. Relly.
Nope.
Like
Just the initial K and Relly.
Nope.
It's like R. Kelly.
It's like R. Kelly, but it's K. Relly.
Yeah, like reverse Superman. Come on, man.
Right. Like kibbles and bits, but bits and kibble. But different.
Yeah, but different.
You know, he always making up a name. Come on, Kai.
All right,
okay,
come through.
excuse me, sir. Okay, so and I love what you just said because that kind of took it back to when I first came in on your live. You asked me about the protection, and I brought it over to Nikki and stuff. But suppose for those people that are not married, the man or the woman, you know, if you're not married, if you're not in that relationship, that's what I was trying to answer from. So from you giving that great example, do you have an example or something to say for people that are not married, that does not have that significant other? Are you saying they're out here unprotected then, essentially?
I do. No, I have a suggestion for them.
Oh.
Get married.
We'll have some respect for the law and, you know, other people.
Get married.
But all marriages, okay, amen. Mm-hmm. Because you can get married, and that means if you get and I know you're gonna say, well, choose wisely. Of course, choose wisely, but sometimes you know you in the situation you in, and it's like, well, bitch was dumb. Sorry, I gotta go back out here and be by myself. So what about her? What about me? Because it's like, it's like, yeah, twice, and okay, I'm gonna do better, I promise. But right now,
yeah, Nikki got this.
He was just stating that his motivation of fear is to not let us down as a family. You know what I mean? So that motivates him to behave in a certain manner.
But you're you're frozen.
Something that's intangible. You know, it's not a physical thing. It's just the mental of knowing that if I go out here and behave a certain way, I may be taken away from my family. You know, and I agree with that because I would always tell him in certain places that we live, I need to take my kids with me to the store. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna make sure I behave in a certain way if someone was to trigger me, because we all are triggered.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? For whatever reasons. We lived in environments where people will personally trigger your ass. So, you know, it's a form of protection of knowing I need to protect them by being here and being safe and, you know, staying present.
But here's the thing.
When I leave the house, though, like every day since me and this woman been living together, every day I leave the house for work, she always say, "Love you, babe, be safe." Every morning. Be safe. And I take that as whatever, just to make sure you get back home. So like that's her making sure that I protect myself from myself, because you know I might be the motherfucker, like she said, I just want to slap the shit out of somebody just because I feel like you need to be slapped. Right? So by her saying be safe, that's the last thing I hear from her, babe. I love you, be safe. Right. So when it's time for me to react or be proactive in something, I think about the last statements I heard before I left my home. Just be safe. So you have to. So that's her way of saying to me, very subtly, don't be out here being an asshole. Come back home. You know what I'm saying? You have a family to take care of. You have children to mind. You know what I mean? So that I think she protects me from myself. And like Ty was saying, if you don't have a spouse, then you might have a best friend. You might have a sibling who sometimes have to protect you from yourself, because the hardest thing for somebody to do is to look in the mirror. That's the hardest thing. And somebody outside looking in might have another perspective that you might not see, and you might find as a plus, but they see it as a negative. It might tell you, and you just might think, "Oh well, you're a hater. You're this,
Right.
you're that." But that's them protecting you. Like saying, like B9 was saying, and Nick was saying, like, if you are in a relationship and somebody is giving you the knowledge early, get the fuck out. It's not good for you. It's bad karma. It's bad whatever. But you're not receiving it. You're just so into this man or woman, and you can't see the forest through the fucking trees. But your friends see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
No
the
doubt.
signs,
Absolutely.
the signs are always there, but you so caught up on the messenger and how it's delivered that you don't see the message.
And just
Meanwhile,
bring it home, Kaya. I think that these conversations is how we get to a husband or a wife. Like I said, my answer is a husband and a wife, because no one's going to be in your corner like them. Like a lawyer, a paid lawyer is something different than a legal aid. They don't care about you. They're going through the motions. And until you get somebody that is genuinely and organically in your corner, it's going to be just people going through the motions. You're just going to get a bunch of public defenders. And the reason why I say this is the conversations that we have, because this is how you articulate it. Yo, what you out here for? Because I'm marriage minded, because this is what I'm looking for. I need protection out here. I need protection from myself. Forget all the crazy dudes out here that'll shoot me because I don't give them my number. Forget all the girls out here that want to keep me single because they single. I need protection from me. And if you're not astute, if you don't have the je ne sais quoi to keep me on bar, to be an inspiration to me, then keep it pushing, Paul. And I think this is how we have the conversations that get us to marriage, that get us to real relationships, because we're talking about intangibles. We're talking out here just jumping around. I'm looking for XYZ. And again, if people are in line with that, they're going to move forward. If not, we know how to weed them out. What do you think, B9? I could be way off, though.
No, you're dead on. And what you have down at the bottom from Red Lipstick Vibe, it perfectly sums up Kai's question. It answers it. It's your family. Your family, your friends, other people usually have to pick up the slack because we're a gregarious people. We're not meant to be hermits. So we need the company of someone. And even though it turned into a parody, that's what Kevin Samuels meant by buy a dog, die alone. He's like, well, if you don't want a person, you're going to have some kind of living, breathing thing around you, because you're a gregarious people. And you can't you can't talk to a plant. A plant's only going to do but so much. You need something that's going to move around and this. And if it's a cat or a dog,
only going to stay for some time.
And that's the best you can do, then that's what you have to do. But the problem with that is that it puts an unnecessary strain on all of those other people that Red Lipstick has listed. It puts a strain on the brothers, because the brothers are supposed to go have their own wives and start their own families. But they can't do that because they still got to take care of sis all day long. It stops the kids from going out and having their family, because the sons have to now be a husband's son. And the daughter now has to be the best friend of the mama and teach mama how to twerk at 50. And go to the club together.
Reinvent yourself, mama.
Good morning.
And the biggest thing of it, because B9 is all about this money talk. The biggest thing about it is is it continues the cycle of poverty. It continues the cycle of not creating any legacy. Because if you have a bae, a boo, or whatever you want to call them, and y'all together and y'all exchanging googly eyes for 20 years, a la DMX style, when DMX dies, you get nothing. So you're giving all that time and effort and energy, and not only do you not get nothing, your kids get nothing.
Yeah, that was disappointing. She put a lot of time in with DMX, and yeah, no, you were not his wife, man. So absolutely, I just think it bulletproofs us. Protecting ourselves just adds a layer of protection that decreases the percentage of things happening to us that are undesirable. I think we have a certain control over the percentage of the likelihood of something happening to us. 100%, 0%. And somewhere in the middle is you saying, you know what? I'm not going to go down that block because it's a fucked up block. I'm not going to park in this spot. Like Mrs. Harris says, too many cars. They might just open the door and just bang our car all up. So let's park all the way down here. We might have to walk a little bit, but let's park our car down here. And I don't get it at first. Like, what is she even talking about? But
that one is brand new. Every time you turn around, you see a little ding.
Just
like these people are
it decreases the percentage of someone fucking up our car. So understandable in the long run. So let's get our final thoughts on protecting yourself at all times, just like in a heavyweight fight. But can we translate that to our life to help us move a little bit different and better? K. Relly, not R. Kelly. K. Relly. What you think, sir? What you got?
I'm gonna leave this as my final thought. Like I told y'all earlier, I got a bunch of freaking corporate meetings in the morning. But check this out. This is what I need you to do for me, C's. And sis, I need to get the link to if Kaya has a podcast and B9 has a podcast. B9, shout out to you for the glorious SAT word. I fucking use that shit in a conversation one day, and people looked at me like I was fucking speaking French. I'm talking English. Learn words. So thank you for using the big words, and I can fuck with you because it sounds like we can have a intelligent conversation. So send him my Facebook map and send me the link to their shows, and I would love to be a part of it because you sound like a very intelligent brother. Kaya saying to you know, we on here every Thursday. Sometimes you join, sometimes you don't. B9, nice meeting you. Kaya, love you. Stay positive. Love your vibe. C's, I will see you in a couple weeks, but I gotta get up in the morning.
I love you, sir.
We'll be back next Thursday. You heard?
Yeah, no doubt.
We appreciate you, brother. We love you.
Shout out to K. Relly on the check-in. Best Oz Finest right there, man. I love that dude. He's a good dude. And we're gonna go with Just Kaya. Just Kaya. Protect yourself at all times. What do you think?
Well, going back to what I was saying, sometimes, protecting yourself is not such a bad thing to do alone, because I heard what everyone said on the panel, and I appreciate what they're saying. And I'm just glad that I'm the type of person that could come from my perspective of being the only child. Mother passed. It's just me and my kids. And I have to look in, married twice and divorced by my choice. But I have to look in that mirror, and I don't have someone to say to me, okay, be safe, get back home. No, I'm saying that already to myself because I am preparing myself. That is me. I still have to survive. And I at this moment right here, right now, it is what it is. So by the grace of God, I do have some common sense. I do have some sense of self to where I know how to be prepared because I have to, And of course, I do see myself getting married again. And I do desire that and want that in my life. I need that in my life. But for right now, you know, I'm leaving out that door. And yeah, I might cuss a person out or two, you know, but okay. Thank you, Lord. I got him to protect me. But in the same sense, I do say to myself, you know, I know, I'm aware I need to be here for my kids. I need to be here for me. You know, I need to be here to fulfill the purpose that God created me for. So with all that being said, yeah, we got to protect ourselves. And I love that. I love coming over here. I'm glad I seen you guys were up tonight because I love the conversations that are had, the variety of it, the input of it, the variety of solution possibilities as well. So, and I love that Black Pebbles and Bam Bams must
Yeah, man.
love it.
I give inspiration to myself, Kaya, and that's, you know, that's the protect myself type of part I'm talking about. I don't see love out here, so I got to put on Dwayne Wayne and Whitley. I got to put on Bam Bam, and the shirts that I'm going to be wearing in the future going to be even better than these. But I just got to remind myself because I'm going to protect myself, and I equated this to a heavyweight bout because I have the most respect for boxers out of everybody because Kaya, it's just them in the ring by themselves. Any type of other people have other people with them. Teams, football, basketball, 4, 5, 12 other people you can look at and say, you didn't do your part. Not boxing. It's just you and that other man. And whoever's good on that night is the one that gets it. So I absolutely get individual. But here's the thing. If you could be in the boxing ring with somebody else, it'd be easier. And that's all I'm saying is that 2 is better than 1 sometimes. And if it's just getting along with somebody, if it's just moving through life with somebody that's stopping you from being with somebody, then goddamn look at yourself. Like you said, we have to do some self-examination, but shit, I would much rather go along with somebody else than not. And I know that all situations are not the same and all exes are not to be get back with. What they say, refuck-wittable. We know that. We know that. And we know that.
We're not doing that.
Absolutely. Some ain't feasible.
I don't care nobody say. I would never give that advice.
Absolutely. And I realistically know that and can concede. But at the same time, I'm just saying, if it's somebody that you see that you like, you might not have bought him a drink or bought her a drink yet. Get him one Friday, goddamn.
Yeah.
I can do some learning, but I'm going to need some lessons. That's right.
But
so,
I'm
you know,
the one who needed
Today's Friday, right? Okay.
Bring us home, B9. Bring us home, man. What do you think about protecting yourself at all times?
Protection comes in many different forms. There are people that own cars that have the club for protection. There are people that have actual Radio Shack or round the corner alarms put on it.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that have satellites watching their cars and that can turn them off at the snap of a finger. Protection comes in many different forms. So as long as you're protecting yourself, God bless you. But don't lie to yourself. You're not lying to intelligent people. Mr. He said just said it himself in his own boxing analogy. The protection, irregardless of skill level, the protection that a 250-pound boxer is bringing to the ring is no match for a greatly skilled 135-pound boxer. So you have to understand that there are levels to this. And you have to be realistic with yourself and what your goals are in life. If your goals are to just live through life and die, it's real easy to live that way. It's real easy to protect that way because you don't have anything really to lose but you. You've made no And people who usually think that way are those that make no contribution to the world anyway. So you're not really going to be missed. Your bloodline can die off, to be honest. But those that actually want to contribute to the world, the easiest example is starting in your own house, with your own family, with people that have your own name, your own blood running through their bloodstream. A real leader thinks about the followers, not themselves. So when we're talking about protection here, I bring up the question, who is more important to protect? By protecting myself, I'm really protecting my wife and my children. Tomorrow's not promised. And if I say I love God the way I say I do, then I start with basic math before I get to calculus. And basic math is a human being. We all know that we are simpler than God. So if we can't solve the equation of a human being, what makes us think we're going to solve the equation of calculus? Your test is right here, right now. You don't get tested in heaven. You get tested now to be chosen to go to heaven. At least that's how I was taught. So time is God's medicine. Do any and everything that you can do now to take care of your great-great-grandkids that aren't even born yet. If you are the person that you say you are, and you want to get to God, think about the people. Think about your people.
Okay.
Sounds like selflessness.
Mrs. Harris, what you got? What you got, Mrs. Harris?
Sounds like selflessness.
Protect yourself at all times.
Please protect yourself at all times. And, the protection of self is important. We get caught up in our trauma and our triggers, and it causes us to go out into the world and behave in inappropriate ways. That's going to cause things that we may not be ready for.
Okay.
So, counseling is important, even if you get it from a friend. Sometimes you really have to listen. If you come to someone with a problem, receive what they are willing to give you, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let me give you some good info, whatever. It's like, I just want to vent. I don't want you to hold me accountable. I don't want you to dig deeper or whatever the case may be. Just let me get this off my chest. No. Okay. Sometimes you need other people to protect you from yourself.
Gotcha.
But we don't want it. So, this is why the vicious cycle keep on going. Yeah. I appreciate y'all popping in, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This was a great conversation. We want to thank everybody for coming out. And Kaya, what you got? You got anything you want to take us home with?
Wait, today's Thursday or Friday?
It is Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So tell them where they can find you. Anything you want to end us with?
Just Kaya everywhere. Just Kaya, JUSKYIA.com. Real Talk Daily, Beauty, and yeah, I'm enjoying the whole process of learning, and my focus and desire is that we learn and grow together, whatever that look like for each individual person that choose to rock with me, and we can build something great together. And these two over here, the Bam Bam and Pebbles of this beautiful YouTube Black family. I love you guys. I really do. I aspire to have a marriage like I think you guys are. I aspire to have that connection, someone to where, things are not perfect, but you're okay with going through whatever things that comes your way together and stick in there and be the best for each other. Yeah. So, so that's about it. Yeah, go in Mr. He says, Mrs. She said. You know what I was calling you, Mrs. He said, because but yeah. The Harris tribe, y'all got like 5 channels, and I had to go and make sure.
We working. We out here working.
And love. I was there too, but you had already came and gone. So I look forward to this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Yo, we thank everybody for being here. We will be back next Thursday with a dope original topic. And we appreciate everybody. B9. Shout out to Just Kaya, Real Talk. Shout out to everybody that checked in tonight. Arshawn. Shout out to Red Lipsticks Vibes, Karma. I mean, everybody was in here. Natasha, Trash Can, Sir Hale. Shout out to everybody for popping out. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all so much. Y'all are our inspirations, motivation, our peers, the lunchroom table that we proclaim to sit at. And we are proud to sit at this table. We think that the conversation is always mature and able to move forward, matter we agree or not. We can always change our opinion, respectfully agree, disagree, or whatsoever. But I think it's always a fun time, and everybody's always very nice. And we don't get a lot of reaction videos, so that's always a plus.
I'll take it, though.
We'll take that. And shout out to everybody that checked in with us. We love y'all. Y'all have a great week. Be good to somebody that is not you, because that's when real character comes through, right?
Yeah. I would say don't let fear keep you stuck. Let it motivate you.
Word up. Fear could be a motivation to do positive things, man. Yes. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be good. Check out the ending video. And
peace, Kaya. Peace, B9.
With y'all funky selves.